The next question, the member for Beaches East York.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It seems the Minister of Education wants kids in this province to use their imagination when it comes to improvements and funding for their own schools. The TDSB has been left far behind in this government's recent budget. The largest school board in Canada is facing a deficit of $26.5 million for the upcoming year, and this government has no interest in helping them with capital funding. Sensational Secord Elementary in East York is in desperate need of the new build promised ages ago. Parents are coming to me wondering how their Premier is doubling the salaries of his staff and ballooning his office budget while their public schools are crumbling under the pressures of overstuffed classrooms, dilapidated infrastructure, and a complete lack of priorities by this government. My question, Speaker, is why is the TDSB getting shortchanged, and when can the Secord community expect their long-promised new school?
And the response? The member for Burlington and Parliamentary.
Thank you, Speaker. It's incredibly clear that TDSB lacks the capacity to manage their budget and prioritize services for students in schools from kindergarten to grade 12. Our government has increased base funding by $700 million just this school year alone, investing over $26.7 billion, the largest ever in Ontario's education history. TDSB student enrollment decreased by about 4% from 2019 to 2020, while at the same time their per-pupil funding has increased by 8.7%. After running a series of deficits over the last 20 years and increasing school board staffing on the Sunshine List, the TDSB should focus on prioritizing students and stop subsidizing services for non-public school students.
The supplementary question, back to the member for Beaches East York.
It seems the gravy train has not been stopping at Danforth GO Station, Speaker. This major mobility hub at Main and Danforth is considered an MTSA, and although we will be waiting until the cows come home before the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing finally signs off on those, there are 7,200 residential units being proposed.
So I have to, for a moment, remind the member for Beaches East York that the supplementary question needs to follow with regard to the subject that she raised in the initial question, and she can't introduce a totally separate subject. So it has to make reference to the original question. Keep order.
So, speak.
Stop the clock. Come on. Government side, come to order. Order. Restart the clock. Member for Beaches East York.
So with the 7,200 new residential units in this, yes, in my backyard neighbourhood, this government has not had the foresight to invest in local schools. This new residents live. Maybe this government actually needs to go back to school themselves to study up on logic. Currently, Secord is 200 students beyond capacity.
Question.
With the largest... Speaker, when will this government put their money where their mouth is and actually get the shovels in the ground and build Secord's new school?
Member for Burlington.
Thank you, Speaker. Our government more than doubled the amount to build schools, from $550 million a year ago to $1.3 billion this year, a 136% increase. This funding will support 60 new projects just this year alone, creating over 27,000 school spaces. Over 10 years, our government is investing $16 billion in capital grants, which will support new schools for students in high-growth areas, improve the condition of existing schools, and implement our new plan for childcare in schools. Under our plan, schools are being built. They're being built faster, efficiently, and effectively so that students have increased access to a place to learn and prepare for the jobs of tomorrow.